France yesterday, of course, sent a personal message, directly a message to the King, Mohammed VI, and we stand ready to send resources whenever Morocco tell us it is the right time to do so. We have technicians who stand ready, and this morning the World Bank, the IMF, the African Union and France as well stood together to send across a strong message to Morocco for reconstruction in this context. And our thoughts also go to Brazil, who suffered a major storm recently. In this context of the G20, I would like to commend the African Union for joining G20 as a full-fledged member. As you know, France was amongst the first ones to support this candidacy, and in Bali we launched a call. At the time, Macky Sall was representing the African Union, and what was at the time a wish is now a reality. The G20 will sit at the table where the decisions are taken, and I'm very pleased that what we were calling for in Bali has now been approved by all. First of all, this G20 confirms once again the isolation of Russia. A vast majority of the G20 members condemn the war in Ukraine and its impacts. And we've been dealing with the economic and food consequences of this war precisely to maintain the unity of the planet. And the entire G20 also commits to a just and lasting peace in Ukraine, and I insist on these words. That's in accordance with the UN Charter, also is a reminder of our support to the principle of territorial integrity. After the summit we organized in Paris that led to the Paris Pact for the Peoples and the Planet, a number of things that we launched have been endorsed here. And what I would like to tell you, what is important here, is that this agenda we've been promoting for a number of years has moved forward on the occasion of this G20 in India. First of all, what we advocated in Paris and what led to this Paris Pact for the Peoples and the Planet was reiterated with many African countries ahead of this summit.
The France's President Emmanuel Macron making a statement over there after the India-France bilateral concluded a short while ago, and in his statement he goes on to say how the G20 summit of Bali has gotten its agenda going forward, and here they have adopted the Delhi Declaration. But he also takes this opportunity to say that the G20 confirms the isolation of Russia and how it has impacted the world when it comes to economy and food, and what Russia essentially is doing is in violation of the UN Charter.